best. Make it and I did it.
We're here at ididit Incorporated, makers of the world's greatest steering columns, like this one right here, and they're manufactured here in Tecumseh, Michigan. Let's go see how they're made. Hey, Scott.
Hello, Pete. How are you?
Good. This is Scott Carlson, the Vice President of ididit. So, what exactly do you folks make here?
Well, we manufacture steering columns for the street rod and custom car industry. We make about 980 different models of steering columns.
Really? That's quite a few.
Yes, actually we have columns that fit all different types of vehicles. Some are specifically made for a certain application, like a Tri-5 Chevy column. If you've got an old 55 Chevy, we make columns that are directly bolt into that application. Our columns are American made. We make everything right here in our facility, and all different finishes are available for those columns.
So you make every part of this column?
Yes, all of this is made either here or made specifically for us, but always made in the USA.
That's great. So how did you folks get started?
Well, we started back in 1986, frankly in a two-car garage. Family business started that way, and we've grown ever since then. Now we're up to this facility, which is a 32,000 square foot facility. We have a sales staff here that is selling steering columns, taking orders over the phone, but we also service our customers if they have any concerns or installation problems. We have a full phone staff and tech staff here to help them install their columns or answer any of their questions.
Scott, would it be possible for us to see how these columns are made?
Why, certainly. We can go through the entire factory. We can go into the prototype room and see the new columns that are in process.
Oh, so you actually make prototype columns as well here?
Yes, we do, Pete. Would you like to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So Scott, you were talking about how you folks make 980 different models of steering columns. What do you use them for, all for? Where do all those models go?
Well, Pete, we produce steering columns for a lot of different things in the aftermarket. We produce steering columns for golf carts, be it a club car, Yamaha E-Z-Go club carts. A lot of people enjoy dressing up their golf cart. But we also do high-lows, tow motors, other industrial applications. We even do some driving simulators for drivers training.
All right. Now over here I can see you're working on a Barracuda.
Yes, we are prototyping our column for the Barracuda. It is a new column for us. What we do is we get a vehicle into our facility, and then we do the measurements and design a column to fit into the car. It doesn't really matter what condition the car is in, as long as we have the areas that we need. So this one's pretty rough. I wouldn't want to drive it.
Right. But I see you've already taken the steering column out, and so you're going to break down that column and then recreate it and make it even better, I suppose.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. In fact, behind us you can see some different stages of the column coming together for the production model. The three on the left are the three different models that were offered in the car, and then we have one that we're designing here in the center that will be the new production model for the Barracuda. So why don't we go out to the shop for a tour?
So this is your raw stock.
Yes, we obviously, in manufacturing the steering columns, a lot of our product starts out as round tubing. So we keep enough tubing on hand to produce about 30 days worth of columns at any given time. This is actually a 6-axis laser. It allows us to work around the tubing so that we can cut our holes in any location around it, whether a wiring slot comes out at 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock, wherever those locating tabs come out at.
Now I think of lasers usually as something that shoots something from across a room, but this is getting pretty close to the surface of the metal, isn't it?
Yes, this is actually a CO2 laser. The only thing that actually cuts, there's no contact, it's only the heat from the laser that cuts. It's light, concentrated to go against that steel. It actually focuses in the middle of the material and then evaporates it. Well, why don't we move on to the machining area and we can show you some of the things we do with our machining centers. All of the mounts that we make that go into our steering columns are machined in this area. This would be typically the mounts that hold the column to the dashboard or the floor. They machine those right here in our facility. Again, as I said, everything is American made. We do it right here in our facility. Why don't we go over to the lathe area and we can show you some of the round work that we do. Some of these machines are capable of running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This particular machine is our super quick turn. The material comes in at this end of the machine as a 4-foot bar. Okay. Processes through the machine and then drops out as a finished product off the conveyor at the back. These right now are turn signal levers that he's running, and he is doing the threaded end. It's basically coming in as 4 foot, so it cuts it to length, does the threads on it, and then this will go to a different area where we crush the lever and put a hole through it so it can become your turn signal lever. And your turn signal knob will thread on to the end. When you think about the amount of columns we produce, in producing 1,000 columns a month, they all have to have the dress-up kit for your turn signals and tilt lever. Well, that's pretty much it for our machining area. Why don't we walk up to our welding area? Well, Pete, this is our welding area. In this room, we do MIG welding, TIG welding, and spot welding. This is Brandon, and he welds all of our columns together. Each column gets, depending on the model of the column, gets between 2 and 4 different welds to hold the column together. Some of his welds are outstanding because they are visible. They have to look smooth. We try to make them as smooth as we can so that the finish of the column looks good. Some of them are internal, such as the one he's doing now, where you'll never see it, but it is a strength issue and it must be addressed accordingly. That's pretty much it in this area. If you'd like, now we can go over to the assembly area. This is our assembly area. We produce all of our steel columns in this area and all of our aluminum columns in a different area. Down a little further on the bench, you can see that these columns are paintable steel, which is another finish that we offer when a customer wants to paint their column to match their car. Or with a chrome, it will shine. Why don't we walk over to our shipping department and you can see the actual load of columns that are going out today. Well, this is our shipping department. You can see all of these columns are going to ship out UPS. We also ship FedEx, but the majority of our stuff goes out UPS. These will be delivered to the customers wherever they are all around the world.
Oh, I can't get over that laser. That was really something else.
Yes, it's a very interesting business to be in.
Well, Scott, if people would like to find out more about your company or maybe order a steering component, how do they go about doing that?
Well, they can reach us on the internet at ididit.com. Or they can call our phone number at area code 517-424-0577.
All right, Scott Callison with I Did It Inc. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.